The Dimensions of Resiliency is one section in the Resiliency and Public Policy video series. The attribute of resiliency is an emerging property of large, complex, software-intensive systems. Let's put a fine edge on the dimensions of resiliency. Resiliency is the ability to anticipate, avoid, withstand, minimize, and recover from the effects of adversity, whether natural or man-made, under all circumstances of use. Resiliency applied to a system of systems focuses on cross-cutting issues. Cross-cutting effects stem from dependent relationships. Some dependent relationships are planned and intended interactions between industry sectors, such as financial transactions embedded in telecommunications, electrical, transportation, and medical operations. Other dependent relationships are indirect and stem from outsourced commoditized services that bring with it opportunities for common single-point failures among industry sectors, such as the Internet, the Global Positioning System, Federal Express, IBM, and Microsoft. One respected researcher seemed to concede the high ground of resiliency, that is, avoidance, in associating resilience with the Timex slogan, "Take a licking and keep on ticking." The question then becomes, what perimeter is being secured? In protecting a network node or a physical facility in a geographic region, each node or facility is to be protected and made survivable. In achieving resilience, propagation and cascading effects across the network and region must also be curtailed. This is made difficult by the context and culture challenges of the industry sectors within the critical infrastructure. The capabilities needed to impact cross-cutting issues cannot be expected to evolve in a loosely coupled environment. They must be holistically specified, architected, designed, implemented, and tested if they are to operate with resilience under stress. A management, process, and engineering maturity framework is necessary to advance the assurance of software security, business continuity, system survivability, and system of systems resiliency capabilities. Goals vary among industry sectors. For example, one sector must be able to ensure continuous operation, that is, backup mission-critical operations. Another sector must be able to open the market the next day. Another must ensure trust in information through information assurance. Security vendors and suppliers have concentrated on delivering protection and have succeeded in commoditizing this space with cost-effective offerings, since protection continues to be viewed as a cost. Suppliers depend on protection being viewed as a cost. In this way, they can compete on cost, not the degree of protection afforded. Protection does not yield 100% security, ensuring a persistent demand for security protection products and services. On the other hand, consumers who are users of software and information technology need cross-cutting resilience, not just the protection that stovepipe solutions can provide. Resilience is considered an investment, and consumer CEOs must take ownership for the enterprise cybersecurity solutions that are needed to extend defense in depth to business continuity, system survivability, and system of systems resilience. Resiliency applied to the nation's critical infrastructure is trustworthiness under stress and spans high availability, continuous operations, and disaster recovery. The immediate thrust to combat cybersecurity impacts needs to shift beyond controlling threats and vulnerabilities to the engineering challenge of assuring resilience throughout the nation's critical infrastructure. Assurance provides justifiable confidence that software will function as intended. Assurance is demonstrated through model-based business, technical, and operational claims spanning management, process, and engineering arguments and model-based evidence. 4 levels of confidence for appraising evidence are identified as follows. The evidence in support of the argument is sufficient. The preponderance of the evidence supports the argument, that is, through assessment, interviews, testimony, and inspection. The evidence in support of the argument is clear and convincing, that is, measurement and static analysis. The evidence in support of the argument is beyond the shadow of a doubt, that is, demonstration and dynamic analysis. An enterprise claiming to have achieved maturity in assuring enterprise resiliency under stress is expected to present correct and complete arguments that justify belief in the claim, along with clear and convincing evidence buttressing each argument. Industry sector enterprises within the critical infrastructure are expected to assert their own claims pertaining to resilience assurance maturity. These claims are based on the maturity framework objective and goals for each level of maturity. The purpose of an assessment is to determine that claims made are validated by the arguments posited, that the arguments themselves are verified by actual evidence based on the capabilities and leading indicators found in the maturity framework.